Friday, May 11th. Hello! Welcome to our vlog, part 2.
We're outside of Moore Hall right now. It's really cold,
Yeah.
but it's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
So today for our vlog, also, hi, I'm Caitlin.
Oh, I'm Ryan.
This is my JP.
JP.
So today we're going to talk about 5 life lessons that we've learned in college so far. But seeing as we're both first years, they're going to be very basic, so we're sorry.
We haven't learned a lot, but we're in the process.
We're in the process of learning.
So
this is a growing quarter.
Mm-hmm.
This is a quarter that is all about personal and professional growth.
Both.
So anyways, moving on. What is the first life lesson that you've learned?
Okay, so the first life lesson I learned in college, I don't know, would probably have to be learn to, how do I phrase this? I guess learn to be okay with being alone. Back in high school, I had like a set group of like a clique of friends, so I was never really like used to walking alone to class or like being alone or eating lunch alone. But lately, as I've come to college, there's kind of a difference between being lonely and like being independent, and I think there's a fine line between that, and sometimes it's hard to I guess gauge that in a setting, especially like in a university that's like so jam-packed with people. So I definitely think being alone isn't necessarily a bad thing. You learn a lot about yourself in the process. So that's my first thing.
I think for me, my first thing would be get used to being rejected. And maybe that sounds a bit harsh, but I want to say that in high school, I think generally for everyone, you kind of apply / do whatever clubs and extracurriculars that you want. And whatever that you put into it, you get out of. But there's not really like a whole like screening process that like kind of judges whether or not you're qualified, unless you're like running for like a position or something. But like here, every single club that you apply to, that you want to be in, you have to have some kind of qualification for. And it takes a lot to like get used to being rejected and kind of like learning how to bounce back from that. I think I definitely learned a lot about that my fall quarter. And I want to say that it's probably more likely that I'm going to keep getting rejected from the clubs I want more often than I'll get into them. But to kind of just like appreciate the ones that I've gotten into and the people that I've met because of it. So yeah.
It's a good one. I think for number 3 would be I don't know, so this is something I've been dealing with a lot, like specifically this quarter, and I still quite haven't like figured it out just yet. But I think one of the biggest takeaways I've gained from college so far is to kind of, again, being okay with letting yourself be emotionally vulnerable to the people you've met, especially like close friends or like people you look up to or like mentors and guides. I think that letting yourself, like speaking your own thoughts and like not necessarily being ashamed of what you have to say and what you feel, like not like invalidating your own feelings, goes a long way with the process of like helping you grow as a person. So I think I'm still figuring that out, like even to this day, because I know I've always struggled with that type of with those specific issues. But I definitely think letting yourself be emotionally vulnerable is a good stepping stone into the process that is your own like, personal and holistic growth.
I think for me, one thing I've learned from college is that this is really the time to step out of your comfort zone and do things that you probably like thought you weren't capable of doing before. Like, it doesn't matter if you're extroverted or introverted. Like, we all have like our own fears and stuff and things that like we're insecure about. I think college is like really the time to work on them. Like, just for example, like, I would never have thought I would have like even like, okay, so I don't know if you guys know about foundations, but basically it's like first come first serve on applications, so they accept everyone like before like a certain number. Honestly, I applied too late, but like even then, like I still like wanted to go on audition because like dance is not something I'd really ever do or like put myself like in the position of like embarrassing myself. But I was convinced by a certain person after several minutes of yelling to go on an audition, and honestly like I felt very, very good after it. Like even though like I didn't end up doing foundations because I didn't like meet like the number requirement, but it was just like the fact that I like managed to push myself to go out there and do something I never would have done before. It's like a lesson that like it's okay to like go outside your comfort zone and try new things even if you don't end up doing it.
Kind of empowering in that
yes,
sense,
it is.
too. I'm also thinking about joining foundations. Not sure yet because I'm a god-awful dancer. But
see us at foundations
comfort zone.
Year.
Yeah.
Our last thing.
Yes.
Our last life lesson that we've learned so far.
Friendships will come when you least expect it.
Yeah, I think that is very relevant to what we are going through right now. I think that sometimes like maybe this is cheesy, but maybe like life puts you in a certain place at a certain time, where you meet like certain people that you need right then and there, and they become very, very important to you.
And it goes back to the whole idea of like being lonely. You know, like not everyone's gonna like make friends right away in college. And I know for me, I struggled a lot with trying to find that set group of friends like I did in high school like right away. But I didn't realize that like my group of friends in high school took 4 years in the making. You know, I can't expect to find like my best friends in college within the span of like the first 10 weeks of it.
As much as we want it to happen.
As much as we like that. So don't put yourself down if you feel like you haven't found your place yet, because honestly it just takes it takes time. And yeah, I think you never know who you're gonna get close with like in that moment. It's just more of a growing process, like you said. And sometimes even like friendships grow as a result of like another person trying to find themselves too. So nothing's set, nothing's planned.
I think it's an important life lesson to realize that like people will grow apart and people will go close, and you just kind of gotta roll with the punches. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is our second vlog.
Thank you for tuning in.
Bye, guys.
Bye.